another 2 games coming up in quick succession. There's no let-up, is there, at the moment?
No, but it's the same for everybody. Obviously, it feels most things can maybe flipped on their head, look a little bit negative when you're not getting the right results, which we ain't. So for me, it's more along the lines of the next game needs to be the game that we put an end to the dismal run that we're on. A few positives to take from the last game, to be fair to us. I felt we was the better team. I felt we was in control and dominant. But again, those are pretty much a lot of the messages that have come across in the majority of the games that we've been here. Like I said, when you're coming off the back at the Mansfield result and performance, you don't need much to be better. But at the same time, being in control of the game previously and then handing over what was a gift of a goal and a poor goal defensively from us wasn't good enough. And in the end, we then didn't create enough. So what we're looking forward to in regards to Barrow is, can we get the same amount of control that we maybe had and without the sort of gift for a goal, and can we get a little bit more of an attacking threat with, if it is a game that we're going to have a lot of the ball, because obviously we had a hell of a lot of ball against Tranmere and we need to use that better.
And having no doubt looked back at the Tranmere game, sometimes when you watch a game from the sidelines then watch it back afterwards, are there more positives to take from Tranmere than you maybe originally thought, or having looked back at that?
No, it's pretty much similar really to how I felt. There's elements of the game, like I said, not too much has changed on watching it back, that we was in comfortable positions, control of the game. It didn't really change much. We didn't use it well enough, and like I said, it's when you're getting poor results when you're coming away from games and you're not getting anything. There's numerous things that you usually have to look at. It's rare that you have total dominance and not creating or giving up chances. Sorry, not giving up chances. But like I said, I think that they maybe had 2 real good opportunities to hurt our goal. And one was the goal and one was an opportunity they had in the second half. Apart from that, there wasn't much. But then, given the fact that we had so much ball, we need to use it better, and also be in some better positions as well that we can hurt them. But hopefully we'll be touching on both sides of the game again before Barrow. And I think ultimately we just need to make sure that the lads are prepared and ready to go and stop this poor run, because I think once we get out of it, we'll be fine.
And obviously, as a manager, and when you are on a run like this, is there a temptation to really sort of change things up ahead of the next game, or to try and get that result and just get back to winning ways, or is it a case of, look, you believe in what you're trying to achieve here, let's keep going, let's keep driving forward?
Well, I think if you had a real good balance across the squad, you may be able to change things up as far as, I don't know, you might want to go a bit more direct or whatever. But like I said, for me at the moment, you still got to look at what you think is the best way to get the result and get the performance. And if the group's maybe slightly unbalanced, and a lot of the time you do get moments, which is natural, I think, for everybody, that when things ain't going well, you start maybe looking at, okay, what can we change or what is elsewhere, then when really it's like, do you know what, if we stamp out a couple of the individual errors and poor mistakes and maybe do what we've done well in previous games, and even like stuff that we've done well against Tranmere, and we just do it for longer spells, and the quality on the ball in the final third, or even opportunities that we had to really get down the sides of teams, and then we're passing balls off the pitch or miscontrolling them, or we're in great areas and then overhitting crosses. If you can kind of try and take those mistakes or the poor execution of technique out of the game, then you've got a better chance. Whereas I know Tranmere, speaking to their staff, they did do that, but I think that maybe they had a few other personnels that you can maybe bring in that can maybe support that. I still think you've got to look at what you've got and And for me, the best way of trying to get results is trying to use what you have that suits the group as a whole and a balance, not just okay, well, on paper, let's just maybe change something drastically, because then ultimately you might open yourself up to even more problems.
And obviously you're relatively sort of new to your senior managerial career. Do you think this current run that we're on is, in the long term, could be a good learning curve for yourself as a manager and the players as well, where you look back and think, actually, this was probably a good thing to experience the lows of this, the difficulties, and drive forward potentially?
Yeah, I think it's like anything, isn't it? If you come out the other side of adversity, you're usually a little bit more prepared. Like I said, it's the fact that it's happening early in my senior management career doesn't really have any bearing on the fact that I've been through these moments as a player, as a coach, and as a manager at other levels. But they all still feel the same when you're going through them. And like I said to the players before the last game, every team I played for, every team I've worked with has gone through tough spells. And ultimately the ones that get out of it the quickest and probably a little bit more prepared for what then comes after that is the ones that put in the hard work and the ones that try to attack it and meet it head on. Sulking, feeling sorry for yourself or trying to hide away from the fact is, like I said, I've been involved in teams that kind of went through that, and it means that the run goes on for longer spells. But I think it takes all of us to stand up and be counted. Those that want to put their body on the line and bring their chest out and show a bit of personality and character, which, like I said, we was by far the better team for me against Tranmere. Lacked a little bit going forward, but again, we were in control of that game. We just need to have elements of our game that stand up to moments during games that test us, and that's from both an attacking point and a defensive point, because obviously we've gifted them their only goal that they got, and we didn't really do enough with the ample opportunity that we had on the ball. So we need to stamp out those little things individually, and together as a group need to make sure that we're fighting for each other, making sure that it's seen that it's bothering us and that we're going to go and try and put a stop to it.
And just a bit on Barrow, they've had contrasting results in the last two games. I think a decent win over Crewe, a defeat to Crewe, and then a healthy win at the weekend. What sort of test are you expecting from them?
Well, the same as anybody, really. Like I said, we went into Tranmere expecting quite a footballing team, and then whether it's the fact that they've seen some of the goals we've conceded, or because of the run that they went on, they changed things drastically. So we didn't quite get what we was maybe expecting against Tranmere. Again, it's a lot of the times, a lot of the reasons why I don't think that you should go hell for leather and hell bent on what the opposition are going to be doing, because if you're trying to cover the areas properly, then you should be prepared for it all. But like I said, we maybe thought that because they were a bit of a footballing team and they've had some nice stuff that we watched, pretty much like ourselves, they've turned over balls in dangerous areas and given away poor goals. So they decided to go a lot more direct and miss out our press, which is something that we're not too bad at. So like I said, going into Barrow, I think we need to concentrate on what we've got. Listen, they've got things to fight for like we all have. And yeah, they should be confident after the last result against Crawley, but at the same time, it's pointless trying to read into how these teams are going to be feeling after certain games, because ultimately you never know what you're going to get in this league.
Thanks, Jody.
No worries.